Hey, I didn't see you there. I was too busy looking at my big block.
Twin 94s.
With twin 94s. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Update on Colorado, what happened? Yeah, what happened? What did happen? I don't know, some stuff happened. We're here, turbo's mounted, that's about as far as we got. As you guys know, we have a lot of cars here, a lot of race cars. A lot of them are making great progress. I have so much work that I subcontract a lot of stuff out. We do a lot in-house here with myself and Matt and David. Logan, for everyone asking, where's Logan? Logan's working, so that's why he's not in the videos. He's been busy working. Storm season's around the corner, so if you guys are interested in doing storm work, send me an email, john.recovery@gmail.com. David, who's behind the camera, hit him with the selfie cam. He'll send you an email back and get you all signed up. Storm season's coming. We stay very busy. We have how many different business ventures going on here? Like,
a lot.
It's literally ridiculous. So I try to subcontract a lot of stuff. I had Adam come up here from Midnight Fabrications, and he ended up having to leave. So I look at things like time and money. Can I build a set of headers? Yes, I've built them before. How much time will it take? Too much, because I can make more money doing other things. So that's how you kind of, every single person in life, their time has a value based off of their skill set and what they do and their knowledge and everything. That dictates the value. Mine is like $2 an hour, but I have ADD, so I have like $2 an hour, divide that by 6, multiply by 4, carry the 2, pow, I get some shit done. But working on cars, turning wrenches is not my main source of income, so I can't dedicate the time that it would take to do that. Once the headers are built, building the turbo kit, like that easy, or sorry, that is easy. This is easy, but the headers take time, they need to be done right. Jared Tucker's actually gonna be knocking them out, so I'm going to take the motor out, put the oil pan on there, put the valve cover gaskets on there, put the converter in the transmission, put the rear gear in it, kind of seal it up, stick the drive shaft in there, so we got a good complete roller with motor, transmission, driveline in there, and everything will be set in place. And then I'm going to send it down to him on Friday, and he's going to have it for a week. He's going to knock the headers out, and I'm going to pick it back up the next week. Junior Bissett over at Bissett Performance, he's going to get that once we finish the turbo kit. He's going to get this whole unit here, and he's going to mount the body, mount the doors, and do some little odds and ends stuff, mount the shifter, mount the burn down tank. We have so many projects. We subcontract out work. Junior does a bunch of work for us over at Bissett Performance. He's got David's car right now doing anti-roll bar. He's finishing up mounting the front end on the Blizzard and getting all that stuff wrapped up. He took the converter for the Corvette and got that cut and cleaned. So I can't overload one guy with everything. And Junior is super great to deal with because in the industry, it is very heavily influenced by people's egos. Everyone's got an ego. They want to be the one to do this. They want to stamp their name on it. And I get it, because you got to have pride in what you do. But with how much stuff we got, you can't have an ego, because no man is an island. No one person can do it by themselves. And Junior is great by saying, hey, if he can knock it out, that's great. That makes my life easier, because he knows once he gets done with the work we ask him to do on this, we're going to shove another car right in that spot. So we work great, myself and Junior. He is one of the biggest helps and one of the best counterparts or associates of LS Nasty and Nasty Racing here. So very thankful to have him on board. But yeah, so that's pretty much the rundown on it. We got busy, we got tied up. I had some other work come up, and then Chris is doing this like company deal at the JJ's Arm Drop and wants to have 2 or 3 cars out there. So Matt and I have been, and David as well, can't forget David, we've been putting a lot of time in these other cars, which are getting very close. You know, I feel like unless we have to go on a storm, we're going to make our deadline and have some time to test, which would be great. So while Matt's working on some other stuff, myself, David, Marcus, we're going to yank this motor out. Very easy. And for those of you guys that don't know what this is, 500 cubic inch big block. It's in a 25-1 Colorado, 2-speed 400. Doesn't have the Circle D converter in there yet, so we're going to yank it out, stick the converter in, put an oil pan on it, I got an absolutely badass oil pan. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Got this thing here, custom made. Mickey Williams Fab, absolutely knocked it out. This is custom made for the truck. The sump's a different height. I think it's a half inch shorter and a 1/4 inch shorter in the front sump area. It's got this big channel right here. It catches all the windage. So when the oil gets slung off the crank, it goes over here. This on a big block is worth some horsepower. NA, it's worth like 70 horsepower. So this right here is about as badass of an oil pan as you can get. We're running it external oil pump. So we're going to have a Aviate oil pump with a fuel pump drive off the back. The setup's gonna be sweet. But right now, we're kind of at a standstill until we get the headers built. Matt already got the chassis harness and the engine harness for inside the truck to the firewall already wired. I got a bunch of sensors from Low Dollar Motorsports. We got to get the front shocks mounted on there, and then the headers built, and then like after that, we can really get the ball rolling because it's a lot of little punch list stuff things. So the end is in sight. We're making progress. We're getting it done, and it's hot. Rack of ribs hot, isn't it?
Hot.
It is hot.
Hot.
Describe it. 1 to 10.
11.
It's 11 hot right now. It's 11 hot.
48, 58.
58, 68 hot right now. So yeah, we're gonna set the camera up, do a little time lapse, get to work. Pulling it out with the motor plate, it's pretty simple. There's no motor mounts. For those of you guys that aren't familiar with what a motor plate is, this big piece of aluminum here is the motor plate, bolts the motor. It's got a mid plate which goes over the dowels in the rear, and that is what holds the motor in. So no motor mounts, there's nothing on the sides. So when you take it out, you can unbolt it right here. And on some setups like the Bad Apple, you could hang, you know, your oil pump and stuff off there. So really, if you wanted to build a secondary motor, you can have a secondary oil pump and all that stuff, and just literally 4 bolts, zip it out, 4 bolts, zip a new one in there. Race car shit. Badass. Don't have these on street cars, and I'll show you exactly why. Because everyone on TikTok's like, oh, is that a race car or a street car?
No, it's a street car.
Motor mounts, no motor plate, street car. Everyone's like, does it have cup holders?
Yeah, it does have cup holders, as a matter of fact. To answer your question,
It's a street car.
there's cup holders right there. They even got the change holder in there.
Power windows, street car. Windshield wipers, street car. Like what more? Just because it's faster than your shit does not mean it's pro mod or a race car. This thing is a street car. I put the radiator in the back because I like this look up front. They're like, when the radiator's in the front, it's a damn street car. Well, you know what? Your mom thinks it's a street car. Let's get to work. Alright guys, for those of you that are late to this build series, this here is my 500 cubic inch big block. That is 500 single cubic inches of big block Chevrolet. We got our, dude, what the hell is this? This is just sitting on the damn, this came off, oh I know.
Yeah.
Yep, this is for the
extra parts.
Yeah. Badass Mazir flex plate. We got a badass Mazir starter as well. Matt, why do we run these badass Mazir flex plates?
Because you don't want your plate flexing.
Wrong. Because when I pull it out the car and the engine hoist is too high and it tries to rip the mid plate out with it, this thing don't bend. All right. We got to install this badass oil pan, which I hope will fit. We haven't tried it until now. Is there any tips and tricks for installing this? Do I have to use RTV?
Don't put it on backwards.
Where is it? 10 things in the cart.
Did you locate the oil pan gasket?
I swear I ordered it. Big block Chevy. Oil pan gasket. Moroso.
Probably have to use the abbreviation.
Oh, I never ordered one of these. Because it's got the dip. I've never ordered one before. That's a damn.
Next day air.
Captain Overnight has entered the chat. Alright, well, we could stick the damn converter in it. All this. Whole video.
See if the panel fit.
Yeah, we can see if the panel fit.
Hold it up.
Here, find me the part number I need.
I got you.
Because the way I surf the web is just doesn't, it's not really efficient. I think I got it here. I mean, I could just do it out of RTV, could I not? Like all the damn small block Ford guys that RTV the shit out of everything.
Yeah, we don't do that. God, you RTV that whole pan on there, you'd never get it off.
Never have to. If an LS can run for 300 passes going bottom fours, a big block ought to run for damn 6,000 going damn 390s.
Wasn't everything RTV'd on the bad apple motor?
We made 300 passes and really never had to pull the valve covers off of it.
No, until I started adjusting rockers. That was self-inflicted. I expect at least 5. Big block. How much power are we going to make to the ground?
Big that?
Yeah, twin 94s.
Over 3,000.
Well over 3,000, like 3,300, 3,400.
Yeah, it probably won't ever need to be turned up that high.
4,000 crank.
Yeah.
4,000 crank horsepower. If that sucker don't last me at least 300 passes, I'm going to be pissed. I mean, hell, we did. The LS going as far as it did is... That's impressive. We could probably... I guarantee we can get another 50 passes out of course. No, I'm not going to say it. I almost said it. I almost said it. I almost said it. I'm not going to say it. Alright, let's stick this converter in. We got this badass Circle D converter. Guys, I'm going to say something right now. It could be controversial. I don't fill my converters before I install them. Matt? What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I always fill them.
Go in dry.
Obviously, you've never had one that didn't pump fluid.
Fill your converter before it goes in.
You really not?
No, I do.
Okay.
It was a joke. I'm not. I know I'm kind of crazy, but I'm not a damn psychopath. Their trans fluid, I haven't run it yet. I run the Lucas right now currently, which I don't think I have any in here. It's in the trailer. The Lucas is good. It's a little bit thicker. This stuff's a lot thicker than like standard ATF, but all the Schaefer stuff we've used, the oil is unbelievable how good the oil is. It lasts way longer on methanol. On a methanol car, you got to worry about it milking down from the amount of water and moisture in methanol. I shouldn't say water, I should say moisture. That's a common issue, but the Schaefers lasts forever. We have an oil pan heater on all of our oil pans, which I gotta have Matt install one on this. Dude, I ordered a bunch of shit. I got an oil pan heater somewhere. Gotta have Matt install this before the oil pan goes. Oh, that's perfect. I get it overnight with my oil pan. But yes, this stuff here. Matt, how good is this transmission fluid?
Oh, wonderful.
Wonderful.
We went from running on a very fast car. Went from running the high guard, Castrol Blue, same stuff everybody runs. The just hydraulic fluid, which it works good.
We run the Lucas and our stuff right now. Bad Apple, Black Sheep, but this is definitely a step
it's good.
up.
I think that the all-trans spring from Schaefer's is definitely a step above, just in the fact that there's been some scenarios where with other cars that we've been running that and we've been burned down, and it stands a high temperature situation like that substantially better than the hydraulic fluid.
Is this thicker than?
A little bit thinner.
It's a little bit thinner. So does this loosen your converter any compared to the high guard?
Slightly, very, very little, if any. You probably won't be able to, like, if you're running the extra thick high guard potentially, but not enough really to make any substantial difference.
I don't really recommend running the high guard anymore, just because it smells so bad. Like, you got to change the transmission once. It smells like Krabussi. It's disgusting. This stuff here, how's this smell?
Like Budussi.
Smells like Schaefer's all-trans spring.
All right. Would I be ridiculous to try to fill it in the box and get it all in the box?
No, I think you should try to fill it from at least chest high.
Not a good start. No, I'm not doing it.
Oh man, come on.
This is high enough. I can't get in there.
Non-athletic.
This is. I think you're supposed to get the fluid in the
All right,
converter.
I gotta pull the plug somewhere. Give me a towel. I've literally got like 2 drops in there. Oh yeah.
Oh.
That stuff is substantially thinner.
This is a perfect scenario for a fill off.
Oh yeah?
What, you trying to do it?
No funnel gain?
Last time Matt tried to show off, he went to sleep.
Oh my god.
You see, Matt won't pull the plug though. He'll just keep spilling it.
It's a nice steady stream you got there, boy.
That's a thin stream though. That's all you're working with?
I almost just dumped it upside down. Put it in there.
Oh, I can't put the pan on anyways because I got to get an oil pan heater. Yeah, so we'll order that tomorrow with the oil pan. So we'll just leave the engine hanging overnight, and then tomorrow we'll put the bung on the oil pan and get that in, and then just set the motor back in there. I mean, it literally takes no time. That's why it's so nice. Exposed transmission. You don't have to. Converter bolts are a non-issue. All right, guys, it is hot as shit in here. If you can't tell, if anyone has a large indoor AC unit, I don't know why anyone have an outdoor AC unit. If anyone has a large AC unit they'd like to donate to LS Nasty and then pay the electric bill that goes along with it for the additional costs.
Installation.
And installation.
Yeah, some
please,
insulated garage doors.
please send it this way. We'll do.
Installation
Listen,
and installation.
I'll make this deal right now. If someone puts AC in the shop and pays for the electricity for a year, I'll do 2 videos a day. I'm essentially selling my soul to the AC. Okay, 2 videos a day. All right, so this is what we got going on. Circle D converter, 11-inch, big daddy in there, looking good. The motor plate probably could be trimmed a little bit down here, don't you think?
Yeah. Probably like.
Can you do that with the converter in there right now? We'll just leave it.
Give the Sawzall.
Like every good race part needs modification to fit. Our oil pan was hitting our main stud bolts. So trimmed that down, ordered the wrong oil pan gasket, got a new oil pan gasket coming tomorrow, got a oil pan heater coming tomorrow, which, do you want to talk about why it's very important to have an oil pan heater?
Hot oil makes more power. You get the methanol out of it. So when we get to the track, rods, you know, you get your oil up to temperature. You know, you might fire the car up and it's 70 degrees, and by the time you're going through the burnout, you know, your rods ain't up to temperature. So hot oil is always good, and it helps really get the methanol baked out of the oil. So when we get to the track, first thing we do, we push the car out, and then we just plug the oil heater up, let it set for a while.
Valve covers open.
Yeah, valve covers open. It'll be, you know, venting all the moisture and everything off of it, the methanol bake off of it. Definitely prolongs the life of the oil.
It's not advised to leave it plugged in for hours.
Not advised to leave. Well,
yeah, I mean,
don't plug it in and go.
Unsupervised.
Yeah, don't show up tomorrow and be like, oh, if I left that plugged in, because it gets very hot. You can literally hear the oil boiling. This is just facts that you got to get baked before you race. You got to bake your oil before you race. So we're gonna test fit. I think we've modified the oil pan enough where it'll go on. We're gonna make sure that it fits, because this cross member here, which we can modify if we have to, but the pan is made to clear it. It's also made to be up inside the frame, so if you wheelie and come down, the pan doesn't hit. That's very important. We like to build all of our cars that way, except for Slick Rick. Slick Rick has just the mother of all oil pans on it, and that thing just hangs lower than the car. So we're gonna stick this on there and see how it fares. Also, I really don't like these style oil pans because there's no, like, the pan rail is inside the actual pan, so you have to get one of these guys and do one of those tricks. And
well, we just bolted up the 4 outside ones, the main cap ones.
all right, here, hold this pan up while I get to bolting.
Damn, flamenco's going back.
Come on.
Get it in.
This one's, the pan is not happy. Can you go back any? All right, oh. Are you the wrong size bolts? Hold on. We're bolted up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Clearance king, here we go. Crimp king, clearance king, we do it all around here.
Cook king.
Huh?
Cook king.
Cook king, crimp king, clearance king. They're off. I'd assume the rest of these are good, just the fronts. But the front is a front cover, so I'd assume that maybe there is some play there, back and forth. Yeah. All right, you wanna try to stick the sucker in with just 2 on there and see?
Yeah.
None of this
timing cover.
Those craters are in a bad
go
spot.
up. Yeah, we generally don't build race cars here. This is like the sit and wait aisle of LS Nasty. All right, oh, good over there.
Yep. Come on in.
Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Oh, all right, go down. It's gonna be close, isn't it?
Steering rack.
It should be clear of the steering rack, 'cause that's where I measured. Well, I had him shorten his normal pan up.
Wait. What'd you measure? This pan?
Yeah, up from the pan rail. Yeah, go ahead. But everyone knows how my measurements are.
16 to 12 AN.
16 to 12 AN. I'm close to the dowel on this side. Keep going down.
Yeah, we gotta go back. We gotta go in. It's gotta go, but it's gotta go down before it go in. The motor needs to tilt.
I think we had this problem last time.
Come on down. Hold that.
All right, hold on. So I see our first issue. The space between, like, you have to get it down low enough to get the dowels, and this K-member's in the way.
Yeah, we need to cut the
entire K-member out. Entire K-member, entire crossbar, cut it out.
Trim it.
Cut it all out. Alright.
I need to put a.
We're going to. We're gonna not die when we turn.
What's up, man? Hey, were you dropping the Corbusier off? No. Oh, okay.
He's done a bunch of swaps and everything like that, so he'll get to it. If you do that with the oil pan off and the fan on, and that, that is how you get a motor to last for at least 300 passes. At least. And we're not talking about no BS 300 passes. We're talking about 300 pin the gate passes. Proven method here. All right, we're gonna try this again. Wait, what else do we have to try? Oh, the bolt. I took the bolt out.
Are you gonna try to?
You gotta try to put it back in.
You want to try to?
No.
All right.
Oh,
What was that?
keep going. Oh God, Jesus.
Dude, you literally turn this thing over.
Everybody says that, and
All
right there.
Dude, the oil pan fits surprisingly well.
Oh, it's on RGB side.
We got a Boltman now. All right, guys, before we talk any more about the Colorado, Matt, hit him with your TikTok plug.
HP matters.
No underscores or nothing?
No underscores.
Just one word.
HP matters.
Follow him on TikTok. He's been TikToking all day long.
TikToking all day.
New TikTok star in the making.
Yeah.
Matt made some killer studs. Sorry, studs. Some struts for this thing to set ride
I prefer
height.
the shafts.
Where are we ride height wise compared to where we will be all said and done?
I don't know. I haven't checked it. I'd say probably close.
Maybe a hair high. So, yes, I know.
Quiet on set.
Matt, we have some issues.
Yeah.
We have some issues. So let's see here real quick where we're at. We are 4.5 inches, so we're 1.5 inches higher than we should be because we're going for 3 inches. We're having some steering. What do you think? It just needs a big ass body drop, like
yeah.
If you compare this to how like a badass S10 sits, this thing's a school bus. It's just like it's just too tall. Like even the back's up right now. What? Probably 2 inches because there's no weight or anything on the back.
Yeah, so like just to compare, we got 50 Chance, which is no motor, no transmission. Well, it's got a mock-up. It is monster trucking, and it's the same height as Colorado.
So, I guess where you run into the issue is if you were to like look at the side of this, the frame hangs down.
Yeah, ideally
2.5 inches.
Yeah, ideally, like if you had a Fox body, your frame, your rocker, and all that, in a chassis car would be completely level.
This thing's got 2 floors essentially. It's got the factory floors, and then it's got a smooth bottom that Junior put the smooth bottom on when it was originally built up at Coker Chassis. The framework was laid to the bottom of the frame, opposed to dropping the floor down to the bottom of the frame. So if that was done, we would be, if it was just dropped to the top, like a lot of the stuff you'll see the bars are coming through the floor, it would be a full 7 inches lower.
Yeah,
so,
and then we could jack our front up, because right now we got some pretty nasty control arm angles, and that's causing some steering Ackerman angles, steering rack issues.
Man, that's substantial.
Yeah,
7 inches.
The rocker would be on the ground.
The roof line, the rocker would be 3 inches off the ground instead of, well, the rocker would be, well, I guess potentially the rocker could be if it was.
Yep.
So we're just kind of working with what we got there. The stance of the truck, like you guys know how the Black Sheep sits, it's on the ground. It is absolutely slammed. It looks badass, but it works really well. We know how to make them both work. I think a car looks good when it's in the weeds. I guess the only saving grace for this is a truck. If it was a car that sat this high, I don't think it'd look good, but it's a truck.
It'd probably be called a truck then.
All right, so I'm gonna grab the camera and let Matt explain to you guys a little bit of some of the issues that we have going on. And I guess talk to them about the solutions, what we're gonna do to work through it.
All right, so our steering geometry doesn't work at all. There's
And the only reason it doesn't work is because of how,
yeah, there's just a lot of shit that's not right.
well, we have to lower it so much.
Yeah, that
Because
makes everything not right.
If the body was lower, we wouldn't have to lower the frame.
Yeah, our control arm angle would probably be level, maybe down a little bit. So what happens is you get your rack height, and then so you have all these, the control arm, upper and lower, that intersects your instant center in the front. So if you have all those together, say you have your control arm here and your control arm up there, you draw a line from there down, all that should intersect with the steering rack. Then that will create the minimal amount of bump steer. So when you have unequal upper and lower, your camber will change because this arm is shorter. That's not a huge deal going down the track. Toe changes going down the track, pretty substantial problem. So this one, the bump steer is just absolutely terrible, and there's really no good way to do it because how low the rack is. The rack really needs to be raised up, for how low the car is, and obviously we can't do that without moving it. We've talked about moving the rack out here to the front. That way we could get it up here. We could probably move it up another 3 inches. That would improve our bump steer scenario to where we'd have minimal toe changes throughout the travel. Because right now it's like,
you move the 4 inches of travel and the tires are going.
Yeah, it's going from, you know, 0 toe to 1 1/4 inch toe. So it's all over the place. You know, John would be in there to drive it.
Which is not, I don't want to have to drive it. In a radial car, ideally, like the black sheep is aligned so perfect. If the track is there, you can click the button and just hold the wheel ever so gently, make small inputs, and it goes right down the track.
Yep. So we're gonna try to, we'll address that later. Right now, we got some piece of tube welded in there just for mock-up struts. Can we talk about where it's going?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So it's going to what's this shop name?
Everyone, Jared Tucker down in South Carolina, he does absolutely killer work. He is very precise in his work. They call it the anal barn, is what the joke is. But we're taking the car down there. He does some absolutely killer work. He did the turbo kit on Cornbread's car. He's done headers and all the work on meth head for John Gorey's car.
Yep. So he's gonna knock out a set of headers for us, and then send it back, and we're gonna do the rest of the turbo kit.
And then after that, it's gonna go to Junior's to get the tube front end put on there, fuel tank, and then we'll do the shock mounts and everything.
Yeah. So he'll do that, and then you know, I think Junior's gonna do the mounting the front end and the doors. Thank God, because I hate body work so much.
Thank Junior. Look him right in the eyes.
Thank you, Junior. Saving us, saving me.
So this is the first time it has been on the ground in quite some time. It looks like a go-kart right now.
We should take it down the track like this.
I mean, it looks crazy, does it not?
It does.
I did mess up. Tell him about my mistakes.
John got a little overzealous with powder coat and stuff. Usually the powder coating is the last thing you do on anything, but we decided to do that on like the third thing we do on anything. So now we have to do some tabs on here for the brake lines, and we have to do Pro Jack tabs and some maybe a hook or something so we can strap it down a little bit easier. So a little bit of welding left on the rear end. So Corey over at Divergent Designs, you're going to be redoing this one. Yeah, I'll try to be real careful, and we won't take out a bunch of, you know, we'll try to be minimalist on how much powder coat we remove, so maybe you can just touch it up. But yeah, we're gonna do that. We got the third member here somewhere.
Sitting right there. Yeah. Third member.
I need to go through it and adjust the gear on it, get it set up correctly, and we got a drive shaft. Kind of weird.
Smoking deal on drive shaft.
Yeah, I was looking for a drive shaft for that, and it just popped up on eBay, and I was like, oh, carbon drive shaft, and it turned out to be the exact length, which is very weird because this is a kind of an odd combo. It's very long compared to some of the other drive shafts, so the fact that one was the correct length.
56.5 inches.
Yep. So you know, the Mustang stuff's like in the 40s, you know, 45, 47. So that's kind of good. You find deals sometimes. And I want to, while I'm thinking about it, because I'm gonna forget. I'm not sure who drove.
Oh, Al. Shout out to Al. Al came by. He stops by a bunch of times. Always brings us some treats. This time he brought some toys for our girl Ava here, and she is just having a ball. No pun intended. And big shout out to Al. Thank you for that, because she has retired her piece of wood, and I actually used it to try to prop the car up and broke it. So she's about to be toyless, and now she's got a toy. Yeah. So last question: when we get the car back from Jared, where do you land us on the percentage scale of completion?
Probably like 80%. I mean, so last time we left off, we had a majority of the interior wiring done. So everything to the bulkhead, that's like some of the transmission area. It needs to have a connector put on there. So that's pretty good. Got some of the engine wiring done, and it's hard to do that because if anybody has ever built a car, you know that
you have to have everything there.
The damn, when you're wiring it, but the damn punch list stuff takes forever. It's like this is it goes together fast, and it's like, oh, this tab and this bracket, and you gotta mount this and redo this and change this, and that is what takes time and money. John's experiencing that right now, aren't you?
To be completely honest with you, this truck has financially crippled me. Like, no joke, no lie. I don't know if it's cursed. I don't know what's going on, but the parts that are in this came from the salty chicken build. I've been trying for 4 years. Everywhere I look, everywhere I turn, there's some sort of adversity or some sort of struggle. Junior and Matt have been by my side pretty much the whole way, helping me through it. We got our head down. I'm not giving up. I almost gave up today, didn't I?
Almost, but it's tough sometimes. You just gotta push through it, and
we're not giving up. So there's a Colorado update. Slick Rick update coming soon. Check out Hank in tomorrow's video. We're going racing soon. Email johndocrecovery@gmail.com if you're interested in storm work, or you can hit up Matt.
stormworknc@gmail.com.
And we'll get you set up to do some storm work. And that's gonna wrap today's video. Thank you guys for watching. We got the motor out, motor in, ready to go to the anal barn. Boom! Header's coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Go down, click that bell. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.